Well, a good Monday to you. Logan Gilbert was his best version of himself Sunday as the Mariners celebrated Father's Day with a 5-0 shutout of Texas. Gilbert came into Sunday with a 3-4 record as Seattle has struggled providing him run support. Well, the M's gave him all the backing he'd need to complete the 3-game sweep Sunday, including some defensive gems.
This is into right field. Canzone drifting towards the chalk near the crowd, and Dom Canzone reaches over and he makes the catch. Mariners left 2 men on base. Into right field, Garcia chasing after it. It short hops the wall. Mitch Haniger scores from second base, and Luke Raley gets the Mariners on the board. An early 1-0 lead with a stand-up double. Now Julio a chance to extend the lead here. To the backstop, and Rojas easily into third base. This really kicks away, and here comes Rojas home. Kisner's throw, Dunning's tag, safe at home. The Mariners just stole a run. You're right, Mike. I can't ever remember seeing a ball take that funky of a bounce that direction that far.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, Upperman clearly gets in there just before the tag from Dunning.
There's a rare curve from him.
Locklear, a bolt to left field. There it goes, up to Edgar's porch. The second home run in the young career of Tyler Locklear.
Well, he's going to get after a slider. He hits it into Edgar's. His second home run since joining the club.
Gilbert's 1-2. He struck him out. What a day, Logan Gilbert. He has had his foot on the gas pedal since the first pitch. His major league leading 12th quality start is 8 shutout against the Rangers. Line through the left side for a base hit. Here comes Bliss. He rounds third. Raley into third base. Dom Canzone tacks on for the Mariners. It's 4-0 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Watch out, man. 94 up and in. Here comes Raley, and he crosses home plate standing. Now the Mariners pick up another run, 5-0.
Mariners looking for a sweep of the Rangers. The Mariners now lead by a score of 5-0.
What was that? Locklear slide tackles it and gets it to first base in plenty of time. He has had a couple of gems over there at first base. Lined left field. Raley comes in, he flattens out, and he makes the catch for out number 2. Ground ball to Locklear, charges at first base, and this one is over. The Mariners shut out the Texas Rangers. They go from 5.5 up to 8.5 up. It is their largest division lead since the end of the 2001 season.
Root Sports Northwest Jen Mueller caught up with Josh Rojas after the game to talk about scoring from second on a wild pitch.
4th inning, have you seen a ball kick off the backstop quite in that manner before?
No, I was pretty surprised coming around third that it was still so far from him, and kind of hesitated there, and luckily I got in there.
Yeah, so what were you making sure had happened before you went home?
I was making sure the coast was clear.
Well, Manny was waving you, but it is always good to be safe. Look, Logan pitches 8 shutout innings today. What made him especially effective and nasty?
I mean, he's Logan Gilbert. He's got an electric fastball. He was locating all his pitches. He was landing the splitter, landing the slider, and when he's landing his off speed, he's very tough to face.
Gilbert says it was a day on the mound. He felt all his pitches were working well.
I felt pretty in control with my pitches, yeah, so I felt like I was getting ahead a lot, so that definitely felt good. The slider was working pretty good, so yeah, I felt like I had what I needed. A little bit of both sometimes, that's how it goes. I mean, a lot of credit to Cal. I think he knows me well enough at this point that he knows where to set up that works best for me, so he's not always off the plate or even on the black, but he's kind of shading in and out depending on the count too, how far ahead we are behind or whatever, so I think he knows how to get me at my best.
Seattle finished the homestand 6-1, including a sweep of the defending World Series champions. Manager Scott Service is a happy camper.
Can't say enough. They won the World Series last year, and we've talked about it from the beginning of spring training, what it was going to take. We go through different things throughout the course of a season, but with us, it's always been about our pitching, and nobody better than Logan Gilbert out there today. That was fantastic. In total control of the ball game. He had great stuff, of course, but the execution of the slider and the split finger was electric today. That's a really tough pitch, and there's no way to game plan for it or look for it. The ball's moving all over the place, and his focus throughout the game was awesome to see. And I hope everybody appreciates it as much as I do and our pitching coaches do, because that's really hard to do.
Seattle has the day off today before beginning a 3-game series in Cleveland tomorrow against the Guardians. That'll be at 3:40 in the afternoon on Root Sports Northwest. Well, Seattle's lead in the American League West continues to grow and now stands at 8.5 games over Texas and 9 games in front of Houston. Astros beat Detroit Sunday 4-1. San Francisco beat the Angels 13-6. Minnesota swept a doubleheader from Oakland 6-2 and 8-7. The Wenatchee AppleSox completed a 3-game sweep of Kamloops Sunday with a come-from-behind 15-5 win. Trailing 3-2 in the top of the 5th, Wenatchee scored 5 runs, including a grand slam home run by Cannon Peary to take the lead and go on for the 10-run victory. We get more on the weekend sweep with the voice of the AppleSox, Joel Norman.
The AppleSox earned their second series sweep of the season as they defeated the Kamloops Northpaws by a 15-5 score on Sunday afternoon at Norbrock Stadium. It was a pitcher's duel in the series opener on Friday. Evan Canfield had 8 strikeouts and 1 unearned run allowed in 8 innings of a 2-1 win for Wenatchee that day. The next 2 days, the bats broke out. A 13-2 triumph on Saturday, followed by the 15-5 win on Sunday. Cannon Peary was the offensive hero over the weekend with 8 runs driven in, 4 of them on Saturday when he finished a home run away from hitting for the cycle. Then he would get his home run on Sunday, a grand slam as part of a 5-run 5th inning for Wenatchee. The 1-0 swung on and driven out to deep left field. Peary launches this one over the fence for a grand slam. First home run of the season for Cannon Peary, and he gives Wenatchee the lead. It's 7-3 and a 5-run top of the 5th inning for Wenatchee. Peary continues to dominate Northpaws pitching this weekend. 4 runs driven in yesterday, 4 runs driven in right here with 1 swing of the bat. The AppleSox have won 5 straight games. They are 2 games ahead of the Edmonton Riverhawks for first place in the North Division, and they are home again on Monday night to take on the Dub C Fish Sticks in non-league play at 6:35 p.m. With your AppleSox update, I'm Joel Norman.
Antonio Gianni also drove in 2 runs and scored twice, while Andrew Monson earned his 2nd win on the mound in relief. The Dub C Fish Sticks in town tonight, 6:35 game time. You can hear it locally on Sunny FM with Joel on the call. In other Father's Day action across the West Coast League, Edmonton topped Victoria in 10 innings 5-4. Corvallis down Port Angeles 4-3. Bellingham clipped Kelowna 2-1. Springfield spoiled Cowlitz 8-6. Walla Walla won, downing Yakima Valley 4-3. Bend picked up a 1-0 win, 10 innings over Portland. Ridgefield topped the Northwest Star Academy 8-3 in non-league play, while Nanaimo down Redmond 11-10. Wenatchee improved to 12-3 with Sunday's win and lead the WCL North Division by 2 games over Edmonton and 3.5 over Bellingham. There are 14 games left in the first half of the West Coast League season, with the winner of the first half earning an automatic playoff spot. Well, Tony the Tiger Timlick won the bumped pass event at Wenatchee Valley's Super Oval over the weekend. The Auburn driver finished in front of 2 local racers in the division that requires you to hit the car in front of you before you can pass them. East Wenatchee's Jared Bykowski was 2nd, followed by Malaga's Josh Musgrove. Garrett Evans was the winner once again in the Rockstar Energy B-Mod main event. Quincy's Glenn Knutson was 2nd, followed by East Wenatchee's Donovan Stevens. Plum Perfect Roadrunner main event checkered flag fell for Wenatchee's Jared Ingram. 2 East Wenatchee racers finished 2-3, and Wallace Baker and R.T. Griner. Wenatchee's Caleb Gill won the B&T Towing Youth Roadrunner main event. 2 Freda racers took 2nd and 3rd in McKenna Lutz and James Harmon. The Matthew Anders picked up another win in the Knutson General Contracting Bandolero main event. 2nd was Ritzville's Ryland Geary. 3rd went to Pasco's Gregory Gargett. Well, they're back at it again this Saturday at WVSO with a North American Big Rigs in town. They'll be joined by the Pro Late Models, Thunder Cars, Roadrunners, and what's being called the Porta Potty 100. Go to WVSO.com for tickets and more information. That's sports news. Have a happy Monday.